as kind of the green team, 94803 as the implementation arm of what the subcommittee has been doing, because we've got a great group of volunteers here with the green team that's so willing and able to help us with what we do. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what the green team is and what we do, and then I'm going to invite some of our other partners to come up and they can tell you about what their vision, what they want to do in terms of cleanup or beautification. Most of you are here for the beautification part of it, so I'm going to concentrate more on that today. And anyway, so what we do, what does the green team do? We do a lot of public education with our little postcards, letting people know how to report a dump when they see it, give them an opportunity to figure out ways to deal with their stuff. So we want the community to know that they don't really have to litter or dump. There's other things that they can be doing to get rid of their trash and unwanted items in a responsible manner. So we have those postcards with a little resource guide. We do third Saturday cleanups every third Saturday of the month. Not rain or shine, mostly shine or cloudy, but if it's too rainy, we're not gonna ask people to go out. It can be dangerous and slippery. And so we do that. Some of us do interim cleanups, and some of us have adopted an area that we feel needs attention when we see litter in between our third Saturday cleanups. We have a planter group, Monica and Allison and Dorcas and Chris. I don't know if there's other people. Terry and Terry who help out, and sometimes Ramon, that deal with the planters on the downtown area. And Matt. Couldn't do it without his help. So that's part of the beautification side of things, and we're trying to get the businesses a little bit more involved with that so that they can help us out. Because we are just volunteers and we don't want to burden people to engage more people with what we're doing. That's really the goal, to get the community involved with making our town cleaner and more beautiful. We sponsor and host a Earth Day event along with spawners and SOS Richmond. And we and usually a coastal cleanup day. I'm not sure what we're going to do this year as far as coastal cleanup day. Some of us are thinking that maybe it's too much with the stroll and the parade and everything else that we do when we have a booth. And by the way, we just got another award for our participation in the parade. Nice. I should have brought it, but I brought it on Saturday, which is a special jury recognition of the thing. Although I didn't really say it was from the favor, so but I understand it was for that. So we did get recognized as the organization of the year last year for helping the community and for our efforts, and the city of Richmond, thanks to Stella, also had a proclamation for the green team. And so we're very proud of the recognition that we're getting. We're not doing it for the recognition, but it's nice to be recognized anyway. And we also got a proclamation from Garamendi, our congressman, for our efforts. So, we're excited about that. We have a website, Keep El Sobrante Clean and Beautiful, .info, that Chris manages, and is available to the public if they look it up. Sometimes we post on the El Sobrante Valley Facebook page I just joined a new Facebook group. Me too. Did you join that one? Because of you. It's so fun. It's called People Against Litter.
Yeah.
And they are posting, and it's so encouraging to see other people doing it with the same passion that we have, and doing what they can. So it's kind of active group. Very active, and they're all over the place.
Yeah.
What's that?
Sending your email about it, because I don't know.
Yeah, it's called People Against Litter. And yeah, next time I put something out, I'll try to.
That's against.
What's that?
That's against litter. Oh, it's people. I thought you said that's against.
People Against Litter. And sometimes they ask the green team, I mean, people ask of us to do more things. The dumpsters, they help out with dumpster days, and they're gonna ask us about the evacuation drill and things like that to help out with that. But that's not really part of what we always do, and it's just that at the goodness of our hearts of people who really want to help out with us. So they do ask us to do that. I just want to make an announcement that there's going to be a region-wide conference on illegal dumping, hosted by Supervisor Nate Miley from Alameda County, but it's a region-wide thing. We went to the one in October. It was so interesting, and they're coming up with things that they find will be helpful and things that are not so helpful, but we know it's a region-wide issue with the littering and everything. I was happy to see the other day though, driving on the 80, I saw Caltrans actually with a team picking up litter alongside the freeway, which was something we like to do. Ramon has adopted the area by the off, when you first come on to San Pablo Down Road, that field there, which is like an introduction to our area. It's not really a Sobrante or a nice area. It's not very or three, but it does give a first impression about our town. So he's done that every so often. We clean up, although we had a fantastic volunteer, Javier. And his kids have been doing it. So, and they've been really maintaining it. It's so much nicer than before, and the days before we all got active with that whole thing. So that's very exciting to see. And so anyway, that illegal dumping, in case anybody's interested, it's a 2-day conference. Barbara Lee, Congresswoman Barbara Lee was there last time, so.
Mayor.
What's that?
Mayor.
Oh, Mayor, oh, that's right. She's the mayor, and so, I think like with so many groups and so many individuals really looking at that issue, hopefully we can really make more progress as we go. So that's April 30th and May 1st.
State law that would only be behind.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah. So that's all exciting. So I'd like to introduce. That's enough for the green team, unless anybody thinks I missed something about it.
Yeah.
Well,
We love when we're cleaning and providing. Thank you.
people are noticing.
It's pretty nice.
I mean, looking down the street today after our cleanup on Saturday, it's so improved. It's really gratifying to see that we are making it. So, if you want to make a difference, an easy way, a noticeable difference, and has immediate gratification, join the green team on our third Saturdays and our other events. So I'd like to invite, do you have anything to add there? Okay, I'd like to invite our partners who want to collaborate with us on some beautification efforts And why don't we start with Nicole?
Okay.
About what's your vision of beautification and what you got going on? Do you want to come up here? Yes.
I'm gonna keep it pretty short and sweet, but I represent the Chamber of Commerce. I'm glad to say I am the former president. But I am still on the board of directors, and I am the chair of the Beautification and Community Outreach Committee now. So first of all, the Green Team, the Chamber is so grateful to the Green Team because the pandemic really dealt us a blow. We are coming back to life on Dam Road, but a lot of businesses went out of business during that time. And you couldn't tell by driving down San Pablo Dam Road. I mean, you might see that businesses weren't open, but there wasn't the typical blight and litter and filth and whatnot. And that's largely thanks to the Green Team. In fact, not largely, it's 100% thanks to the Green Team. And so that's very, very appreciated. Basically, we have a very paltry fund for beautification. I agreed to serve last year, which was my 4th year, which is, I think, a record of, I don't think anyone's done it 4 years in a row. If all of the funds that we raised at our mixers, and the way we raise funds at our mixers, in fact, all of you come to the mixers, we sell raffle tickets. We bring donations to raffle off, and then we sell the tickets. And traditionally, it's gone to our scholarship fund. And last year, I said that I would only do it if everything went to beautification. So we have something like $2,500. It's not a whole lot of money. But with that money, what we've done is donated funds to the Green Team for Earth Day and the spawners to, get the supplies to pick things up with and keep their hands from getting cut and things like that. And also to help with a couple of the murals that have gone up around town. The one at the El Sobrante Old Christian School site, the farmers market parking lot, and the one where High Country Produce used to be. And our vision is we would like to see more murals. I'm looking forward to hearing what Mickey has to say about what they've done in Point Richmond with banners. Really looking forward to that because that could be a less expensive way of doing some of the things that we have in mind. I'd like to get the chamber building now that it's all painted and re-roofed and everything. And I was thinking of putting some murals on there, and banners might work and that would be merchant funded, where it would be a way that some of the merchants, like US Financial Mortgage, for example, could get a picture of our building on the chamber building and pay for it. It would cover the cost of doing it and cover the artists and wouldn't even have to dig into our beautification fund. Another thing that the chamber wants to do, and I know that Triangle mentioned it also, is the welcome signs welcoming us into town. There's a few of them. They're old chamber projects from way back when, and some of them are kind of falling apart. And so that's another thing that we want to do. So basically public art, cleanliness, that's our vision of beautification. And then lastly, we want to have more cultural events. I don't know how that ties into beautification, but if things are beautiful, people will want to come to the events. Now, an event I would love to see, but I haven't had any traction. So if anyone knows people, I was thinking that since it's Year of the Horse and El Sobrante is an old horse town, maybe we could have a combination Asian cultural and horse fair. So if you guys know people that are either know about lunar horse years and people that know about horses, the chamber, I mean, the stroll is definitely ours and hometown holiday fair. But there are other things that what we'd like to do is just help, but it's not really our culture. For example, I mentioned to the Price Browns about, we'd like to have more cultural fairs, and then I just mentioned maybe Pride. And they were like, we'll chair that committee. And lo and behold, we've had a Pride for the last few years. And so I'd like to see more of that in town where we're a very diverse community and have people from all segments of our community throw cultural fairs and invite their neighbors and invite, and I think the reason why we are such a good community is really because of our diversity. It's really hard to be prejudiced against someone when they're your neighbor and you like them and you eat their food. Just saying. Anyhow, I'm kind of getting a little bit off topic, but that's what the chamber wants to do with this.
Okay. So you have a question for Nicole?
Well, actually, I was gonna just mention that Supervisor Joy had told the ESMAC that county has a fund to help with signage. And so that should be incorporated in this whole discussion of what kind of signage we're gonna have.
That's good to know.
And another thing, on that last thing you just said there, about having real community fairs, it's like we have so many cul-de-sacs in this town, so it's impossible to get anywhere. Because every street you drive up is a cul-de-sac, so it seems like it's almost uniquely suited for those kind of little local fair type events.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be closing off a street or even Cheese Park, which is a good little venue also.
I know he doesn't have anything, well, not so much as an art craft, but Point Rich, and we lived in Point Rich for a long time, and they had a garage sale all the town in May. It was I think it still continues. It'll be interesting, we'll get a time, the whole Sobrante area would have a garage sale.
Second that.
The Sherwood Forest area.
They do want to, exactly, I forgot about that. Yes, and it's so popular.
And you guys were doing something up with the shed and Good Table, right? Wasn't there a garage sale up there?
There will be.
Or there will be?
Yeah, there's that flyer.
They did a holiday Sunday. Okay, yeah. So we're going to have a brainstorm session after we have some of the introduction, so we could talk more about some of the ideas you might want to see or envision. So thanks, Nicole.
Welcome.
Yeah. How about Sherry?
Hi.
Do you want to
Yeah.
come up here and talk about the shed, triangle works, what your vision of beautification was? You have a committee too, right? Yes.
So I'm Sherry and I did work and Triangle Works and Shed. And maybe hopefully all of you have been to the Shed. It's located with the Good Table and Climate Justice Nursery. And so the Shed is part of Triangle Works. So Triangle Works is a nonprofit, and we've transformed the old Adachi soil shed into a community space where we're holding classes, having meetings, and it's the home base of Triangle Works. So Triangle Works is a nonprofit, and and I just like to describe it as we just came together when we got the space there, and it's like this random group of local residents who think what we had in common was we wanted to build community. And so we're doing and encouraging creativity and community development in the Triangle area. So it's called the Triangle because of where Sobrante Avenue and those streets, Avenue Way, that one view come together. So that's what we're doing, and it's growing since the Good Table and the nursery opened. Since it's really participation has kind of taken off, and the classes are going, and so we're really excited. And the community meetings, there's a big variety of those, and then there's also the Makers Market, which has supports local artists. So we have like almost 40 artists in there. Yeah, and a wide array of stuff. So let's see. So as far as what we've done. So one of the first projects we did was the mural, and Nicole mentioned that at the Christian school, and we partnered with the muralist Amy Ferreira, and very experienced muralist. And that one we got like almost 100 kids and families and people over 2 weekends. Yeah, it was kind of amazing. We thought, oh well, if there's 12 of us out there, and people were just, and so that's before we were really going at this shit, and just realized people really want to improve, beautify the community. So that was very heartening. And then the more recent mural was kind of the opposite end, where it was on a private building and 2-story, the watershed mural. That artist Yulia Pinkasevich did. And she brought it to us, which was interesting. She brought the proposals, she's like, I can do it. She's very, experienced artist. And so we helped her do GoFundMe. So we raised funds, and then Max did a big thing helping her out. We got her this donation, which was instrumental. So that one we couldn't have the community participate because too much liability there. So we're open to doing more things. We don't have anything slated, but yeah.
Do we have any other things that we can get community participation, any other walls anyone can think of?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
I mean, I'm now an artist, I painted the grass. There were all these pretty deer that were just floating in the air, and I said, I have no artistic ability whatsoever, what can I do? And they said, you can paint the grass.
Well, we can come back to this, the brainstorming.
Yeah, that's
I know that Serge was thinking about doing something with the, above the mural, there's this concrete structure that you'd like to beautify that sometime.
Yeah, that's a big tall sign.
Oh, the sign,
Yeah, right now it's just painted gray. And
rusting kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, so it needs to.
But he got up there yesterday and put up the letters,
yeah.
that says open air market, for fireworks.
Yeah.
There's letters.
Without falling, that's good.
Hey, I want to throw out the other suggestion he had was that tree planting in that triangle
Oh, yeah,
area.
that's right.
Yeah, on that field. So that's another idea.
Sam, I'm thinking of the community garden, but that's.
Oh, I was just gonna tell you all that we are already coordinating because the Little Free Library is registered to the Green Team via Ramon and I.
Oh, really?
And then Daryl built an event.
Yeah,
Did that.
great.
We already collaborated last summer and it's very popular.
Yeah, it's well used.
Thank you.
you.
When I look at that structure, the kind of like a tower, it seems like it'd be kind of cool, maybe to do like, say it, like a 3D kind of an art thing instead of just painting it. Okay, next up. How about Judy? Martha, you wanna come up and talk about spawners, what you do, and what you have, how we collaborate and visions of beautification and doing what?
Martha Berthelsen, with Spawners, which stands for San Pablo Watershed. You feel to rattle that off the top of it. San Pablo Watershed,
There we go.
Neighbors and Education Restoration.
I got
steps. So we established a native plant garden here behind the library. And we, in the past, cleared the ivy. Our very first work day was Earth Day 2000, where the whole area behind the library was nothing but ivy. And nobody used it, nobody wanted to go there. Then we started clearing the ivy. We cleared the ivy off the trees all the way down to the creek. Our vision at one time was to open up the creek area. This says all county property, but that got nixed for safety reasons, unfortunately. It's just, it's down below street level. And that's one of the issues with our creeks is they're down below where you can see them. And if you got rid of all the trees to make it more visible, you'd get rid of all the habitat for all the birds. So that wasn't acceptable either. Anyway, that was what we started. So we still maintain the native plant garden. It's because of our native plant garden that when the library got re-landscaped, it got all done with natives. When we have our Earth Day events, we invite community volunteers to come help do some weeding, closely supervised hand weeding, get damage to irrigation, don't want to pull up the wrong plants. So, you know, we have skilled volunteers in native plants. We also have a second site at Wilkie Creek, which is, it's a little section of land right behind the Anza High School. And we use that as an education site. It used to be just a green grass that the school district would mow. And now we have a big assortment of native plants. We've got a little outdoor classroom with benches. Yeah, anybody can walk in there anytime. Santa Rita Road, where it crosses May Road, and then go towards the backside of Anza High School where the playing fields are. Got a little space there, and now it's a community park that people use, an unofficial park. And it's a place where the creek is very, it's a small tributary of creek, so it's very accessible. It's a great spot to take kids. So we do outreach and education. We have a quarterly newsletter. We do a few talks per year. We aim for a few talks per year, evening talks, and we usually have 3 walks in the summertime where we invite a local naturalist and take people out on the local site and learn about our plants and animals and our creeks. So our goal is to bring more awareness to the creek and help people appreciate them. Because unless you appreciate them and know about them, you have no incentive to protect them. Then, of course, connect that to the idea that whatever you do, whatever goes on in the street, runs into the creek. Some people just still don't understand that connection exactly. So those are our main events. We work with the green team. We've been partnering twice a year with Earth Day and the coastal cleanup. It's been really great. We've at times in the past done trash monitoring data collection for the county's watershed program. They're no longer as interested in that data as they used to be, sadly. What else?
Do you do maintenance of the creeks at all? I mean, aside from Earth Day, I know it's supposed to clean up there. You actually go down into the
Those
creeks.
are the main events we go down.
Oh, okay, not on the, not on.
Well, we do at our Wilkie Creek site, we do constantly, yeah. Well, as you know, it takes a lot of logistics because we find a lot of gunk and we have ways to get it out.
Okay.
So a neighbor invited me to go and see their defensible space. Long story short, I noticed San Pablo Creek runs right by San Pablo Dam Road in certain places. You know, we have a sinkhole near Valley View Road near your home.
Right.
And the chances are we may have similar incidents. So I've asked both the city and county to look into it. But if you see any places in danger, please let the public works know, or let me know and I'll inform them.
Danger in terms of another sinkhole or collapse?
I'm sorry?
Are you saying, when you say any areas of danger?
Right, for example, your eucalyptus tree, they have very shallow roots and it's an old tree. If it falls, it's like 5 feet from the edge of the road. What's gonna happen? And that area is only 1 lane near Lake Ridge, so
right.
It'd be scary if you lose that. So
Yeah.
if you see
as you know, most of the property on the creek is private property.
right, but it's still, that's what happened by Wilkie Creek. It was a private property, but the city ended up paying $1.4 million to fix the problem because it damaged the road, and the road is public.
Yeah. Well, we don't normally have access to people's backyards, but certainly if we see something along the street, we would go public.
Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you for bringing that up, yeah.
Okay, great. And you can report it on your mobile citizen app or the written app. That's on the back of that post. So, thank you, Mark, that's good. Yeah, so we'll talk about more about the Earth Day at the end of the meeting. Just get a short, get it started, get the planning started, but we're not going to get too in depth today about that. But at the end of the meeting. Okay, I got O'Neill, would you like to come up and tell us about SOS Richmond, how we work together, and What I'm curious about is how SOS can deals with track and things like this.
Take it out.
I mean, that's good. So you
I mean, so first I wanna just give a great applause just because, one of the new projects that we've been doing, we did it. A few months back, was creek restoration. We're working with the CCRCD. Right now we're doing Pinot, so we were out just a week ago to scout. And I was like, well, let's start at the library and let's work our way down. I couldn't find much work that needs to be done because you guys kind of been knocking it out of the park. So I want to applaud you on that. I said, oh, I have a great site. They're like, yeah, I don't see nothing down there. That's a good thing, you know, so it's still on, there's a few sites that we are looking at in your guys' area to maybe do that. But I want to applaud you guys on that because I've been down there with the spawners and other people in our library and our teams have our time handling it. So it matters where it's at. I mean, really we will pick up painting everything we can get. Won't pick up hazardous items. Not much of that's found. I mean, it's usually in encampments, feces or something of that nature, we will not remove, but generally anything else we get our hands on, if we can pull it out. I mean, we've had some issues behind the old good found where we just had to kind of go, well, that is just way too unsafe. I think Soheil's actually was there with us some of those instances. But generally there's anything we can get out of there. I mean, I'm never gonna tell my teammates to jump in the water. I'm never gonna put them on the side of the hill that they're gonna fall on, so you know, but we will prep that a little, you know. I mean, I have a good amazing crew that some of them come from these encampments, so they're like, I can do that hill. My tent used to be down there anyways. So, you know, there's really not much we're not gonna do. I mean, now you're not finding these spanning in our creeks. Like I said, when I walked through, I only saw maybe 3 or 4 tents along the creeks here. That was a huge down from maybe the 100, not to 10, but 100 people that were living on this creek side have 4 tents. That's pretty cool. You know, I mean, you don't get to see that being in that area. I mean, that camping back there, I think this might be the first time I'm not hearing more focus on talking about that encamping. There literally was 3 of them. So that when it's there, it's easier, it's more range, but now we're seeing it more like, you know, we have your areas behind by Mechanics Bank, like that's more easier for us to go. We can basically get anything we get our hands on the road on that back area. But majority of it now is kind of easy trash in a sense because the cabinets aren't as so down into the next to creeks right now.
How many people do you think live unhoused in this area?
Well, I'm trying to remember. Just on the creeks, this isn't just you guys, this is like San Pablo too. In 2024, we had something like 250 something people just along the creek beds.
Wow.
Was what our, not saying it's the official county count, we went out in 2024, actually went to every camp, counted every tent and every person. So we had an SOS count, and I think it was somewhere like 250-ish range, just on the creek beds.
Did you do the point in time count?
I do it every year.
With the county?
Yes.
Because the numbers I've seen from them in some years have been really low.
These ones haven't come out yet. The last few years, I think the last one, our West County was 26% down. Sorry, county, but I don't know if that's, I mean, they're going off of, I'm not saying there wasn't a drop, but the percentage is also, they're backing it on permanent supportive housing that has become up like El Patel Place. So there is some truth to that. I don't know if the number is necessarily 26%. I mean, the count is that they are openly tell you that the count is not an accurate count. It is one day at X amount at 5 o'clock in the morning, you know, so there's no, that they know it's undercounted, but Contra Costa also does it every year instead of every other year. So that kind of, it's only mandatory from HUD to do it every other year. But they do it every year, so I mean, you know, is there some truth to it? Yes, I don't know if 26%, and I don't know what the count's gonna be this year. I'm sure it'll probably have it also, another percentage lower. But one of the things is there's a lot of programs running right now, a lot of housing programs, which is what happened in the last 6 months at what they call the Windy Flats, was a housing program, which is amazing, but they're not always 100%. So when people call it home, when they time out of a program, they haven't found stability, then they start to track to where they know it's home, you know, so that also fluctuates with the program that's going on. So you're raising your hand.
So
You answered my question, I just was wondering why the number went so low.
Yeah, I heard it was permanent supported, they're using, they're kind of judging off one account and how many permanent supportive housing that have come out. And it almost was a 26%, what they stated was it was a 26% on both ends. So they thought that was a good number to go with.
Thank you.
and you'll be helping us on that, David.
I will definitely be, just like every year, I enjoy being a part of this team on the stage.
And your food is always so very.
Oh, I'm sorry, don't worry, that money.
If you're not being funded by the county, how are you able to help us out?
Well, this is, so with our city contract, we are contracted to be in North Richmond and El Sobrante. So then that's how we've always been able to kind of send team chairs, because this is in our contracted area. You know?
When it came to city council, I made sure.
Yeah, yes, same to you.
Community. I had a hard time proving it, but I got it.
Yeah, so I mean, if anybody does see something, this is on the other side of the universe for us, and when we're in South Richmond running our teams, but the number's still the same. Terry always communicates with me. I can always send a team out here, so if there's a need, you know, please don't hesitate, just because they are on the other side of Richmond. I can have a team. I try to get them out here. I don't have a set day, but I try to have our track teams at least run your streets about once a week. So in the last week, we had them pretty much start in San Pablo and end up in North Richmond and just do this thing, you know, so I try to get them out here at least once a week.
I'm going to make a special project for
Well, then I'm up, haven't you?
Yeah, that area is going.
Okay, so, what's that? So, next on the agenda is a little brainstorm session, so it's your opportunity, was that? Do you have the weeks with him?
How sweet of you. I've been in meetings since 8 AM, but I wouldn't participate in this. And we have city council meeting tomorrow. I haven't done my homework reading it. But if I could participate in brainstorm and do my item next, I would greatly appreciate it, and some of it overlaps.
Okay, yeah, we'll move that up.
Can I start the brainstorm or?
Yeah, so let's, who has some ideas? What would you like to see?
Cameras, solar cameras for dumping. It's a long Campo Dam Road, and also we should ask East Bay Mud and the county to do their share. And unless we have a group behind us, so there are agencies that tell me I shouldn't step beyond the city limits, but if I have the support of, El Sobrante MAC and residents of the entire community, I think we have a strong voice to get it started. I mean, the county itself, East Bay Mud, should start working about having solar camera, not flock cameras that, just for the dumping, just an idea.
Well, I just bought these at Olive's.
Oh,
We
nice.
put a camera because we have a dumping spot by our house, so we put a camera from our front yard, so I'm gonna ask the neighbor. This fence that belongs to, if we can put the.
They could work at the turn themselves, so that signage, which is on the next item, signage. together, you were going somehow with them with all the doing that.
They help, they do help, we put them up on the road and slowed it down and then stop it. Sometimes they'll dump right in front of the sign, but you know, in general, it does, it is somewhat of a deterrent.
Well, if they say there's video surveillance, whether there is or isn't, they think there is, so.
And there's a camera, but
Right, whether it's where.
Yeah,
I think
there's
no,
a-
they go right in this one area where you can camera.
Where they can't see.
Yeah.
Chris?
Yeah, well, I think one of the things we really wanna be working on is just how the thing that we've heard about from the Alameda County Supervisor about how they wanna get the county to adopt ordinance on littering that is similar to theirs in Alameda County. They have a boilerplate, in other words. They wanna get counties, and maybe I don't even the city of Richmond, I don't know what yours is like, but they're trying to get everybody to synchronize how we enforce what the codes are on dumping and how they're enforced and so forth. And one of the ideas there is that they want to get a state bill that would make it easier to get prosecution. So this is what you're talking about, like tracking those. What they've told us so far is just tracking somebody's car, even if it's police from dumping, that doesn't necessarily hold up in court because of the way the laws are written now. But they want to have it set up so that it's the driver, the dumper, the driver, and the vehicle owner in sequential are responsible for whatever, for the cost of cleaning up and things like that. And they fines commensurate with the cost of actually cleaning up and various things. So I think that we really, this is something we'd like to get a lot of support from the group, and not only in terms of people coming to the conference when it's in the spring, but also, like I say, if we can get the county, and I don't know what the city ordinance is with Richmond or something. But
I heard the city of San Pablo has vouchers, and we notice many people who are tenants, when they wanna move out, they don't know what to do with trash, they dump it. So it'd be nice to provide vouchers, you know, in addition to fine, and we don't have to always be so harsh on them. I mean, they really don't know what to do, and the HOA doesn't know what to do with all that trash. I've been trying to get in touch with our public works, I haven't made a specific suggestion. But if you're consistent, both county and city, I'm sure we can get something done.
that also reminds me of that Republic event that we had at the city hall in Richmond the other day. They were talking about that kind of thing too.
Okay.
On my walks, I've been noticing that there are a lot of old cars, sort of parked, people have them tucked away on their properties. And it's like, I think they don't know what to do with them. And so I don't know if this is something that the green team, we could do some research, or we could have maybe at the MAC, have like a sheriff talk about what are the choices if you have this old car, is you know, maybe sometimes these people haven't been able to register them either because they probably can't even get them, or I don't know, just been problem. Yeah, so, but it does sometimes make the neighborhoods look really junky and the business areas look junky. And so, I mean, it's not a good look. So I just was wondering if Matt, if we could ask the sheriff or code to come and talk or give us some information to give out, so we could put it even on our little postcards. What do you do with your old cars?
I think it's on there, abandoned, well, abandoned.
Bandits, these are
not-
cars that people
Yeah.
own that they don't know what to do with.
Right.
And it kind of
And
probably.
they can't afford to just.
Yeah, and so what are the choices? Or they'll get to it someday.
Maybe education, like, how can we help you repair your car that you've been wanting to do for 20 years?
How can you get help with a registration that gets to be 2 years out of date because you just don't know what to do about it?
Yes.
Ask it if you see the sheriff, if you come to the next
I'll ask that.
MAC meeting for sure, ask them what we'll do, or John Joy.
Well, well, I have a question, this is really for Sophia, and it's not necessarily on this, but it's kind of what you're talking about. I've seen semis parked, you know, near the triangle and all that, and that's in El Sobrante. But I just recently started seeing one in those parks at Bridge, a fully loaded semi, spending the night. Is that okay?
Well, I know somebody that drives one of those vehicles, so they do.
You can park anywhere on the
well,
streets,
well,
you're good.
Well, what I'm saying is that they are working adults, they are, that's their job. And so they need to have the vehicles parked somewhere when they're not going out. And so, yeah, I
Sleeping.
it's not pretty, well, he's not sleeping,
Oh, sure.
but,
Well, it's overnight.
but you're driving your vehicle 5 days a
I'm not
week.
making a judgment.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is like, how can we help those people do their jobs? They're driving their vehicle 5 days a week, they need to park it somewhere 2 days a week.
Well, right across from Chief Park,
Okay,
probably
can we-
place about
yes.
4 of these trucks that are allowed, and that's why we're asking, so hey, is it okay for us?
They put a notice on SPD about,
I don't think so, but please send me an email so I can forward it to the right, the administration staff and ask them.
Okay,
Because I know you cannot park your boat, for example, in public or things like that. I assume the answer is no, but send
Well, I
it.
see them around also Sobrante, but.
Okay. So this spring session is about ideas about beautification.
All right.
How about that?
All right.
so I was, I've been driving down the street and trying to figure out about beautification, and to me, quite often it's about nature. We can't, on our main roads, I don't think we can add sidewalks, but that's one of the problems is that we don't have sidewalks. But I was thinking about the planters, and to me, the planters don't have as much impact as like just one of those box planters that have the geraniums. So it's just a question, like, is there a way we could get more impact?
would you like to join the group?
And the other question is, could we come up with a specific flower or a bouquet of flowers that is the El Sobrante, like, you just know that it's El Sobrante when you see things. So the Triangle Works, one of the things we did is when we were going to put our logo on the chamber sign, we came up with a logo that has California poppies in it. So it's just an idea.
So you mean like that could be hanging like downtown, something like that,
Yeah.
the bouquet of flowers from like, I don't know, whether it comes from street lights or some posts or its own thing.
you see those.
Maybe so. That's an interesting idea. That would look really pretty, driving down the street. I don't know how you water those or anything. Yeah.
I'm just asking a question.
No, I can guarantee he's not asking.
Okay, Matt.
That's me. I signed on my computer, then I saw him in here, and I drove my car down. I only looked at my email briefly. Sorry about that.
Max, do you want to say something?
Yeah, so what was it like? I guess it was last year, maybe the year before. I remember it was a huge wind and it blew the "Welcome to El Sobrante" sign down. It took a while for me to get there, but I put it back up. But honestly, I just put it back up with the post that it already I just bought another post and put it back kind of the way it was. And none of the decals are there anymore. In fact, the decals are at my house still, and some of them are so faded that I can't even read them. And I really want to redo the "Welcome to El Sobrante" sign. Like when I see other "Welcome to this town," they're so nice, and when I drive into the town and I see that, it kind of makes an impact a little bit. You know what I mean? It's a nice looking sign. It really makes an impact.
Yeah.
So I would like, and honestly, I would like to put energy into it. I don't have a whole lot of time to put into energy to put into everything else, but I do want to. I would even be the point person on figuring out how to get it done and putting people together.
Maybe a bigger one.
And I want to. Yeah, right.
I think more noticeable.
I want to get a bigger one, something that's longer, something that's gonna last for longer. And And then what happened, and the other thing is like, there's so many new community groups now, and we need new decals to represent all of these new entities in the community, you know.
The green team could have one.
Yeah, totally, so.
The green team, the table. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right,
I wanna say that this also has to go, it's a great idea and I fully hope we do this and we have to get the approval of the chamber to change the sign.
oh, right, okay, yeah.
That shouldn't be too difficult.
Shouldn't be. But yeah, and so, you know, it would be like trying to find some funding and having some volunteers and, you know, just make it a nice big thing that we can have a big party afterward.
Maybe we could have a little, like a subcommittee, people who's interested in thinking about the signage and maybe meet at the shed or something like that to do that.
Totally, if I don't know how to start the, I mean, like, how can we start the process? Like,
Who'd be interested in in something like that?
Nicole and I are both on the same stuff, maybe.
Let me make a note. Nicole, Chris,
Max is on the committee.
Terry, Heather, Max, anybody else?
I have a question. There's a wood art co on Appian. Does the Chamber of Commerce know who they are, and could we maybe solicit some help from them?
Coordinate cabinets.
Oh, yeah, we know who you're talking about.
I think so.
What's your name?
Adam.
Yeah.
We're getting.
We have woodworkers that we can hold.
Alright.
Okay, who else did I have? Nicole, Chris, Terry, Heather, Max. I'm interested, so Hela.
Oh.
No, this is about the. About thinking about a sign.
That's true.
Welcome.
Suggestion.
And this is actually officially the Chamber of Commerce's signs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And there's two of them.
Yeah, but if they're trying to see if we can.
The one is.
There's at least 3 of them.
never
There's one coming this way on Dam Road, there's one coming this way on Dam Road, and there's one on Appian Way, or there was.
Yeah, that's the other thing, honestly, like, besides the sign that I work on, I never saw the other signs before.
I've
And so
taken photos and I can share all that information.
Okay.
yeah, so maybe, I don't know if we just wanna redo that sign, or if we wanna just go ahead and like redo all of the signs if there's.
Yeah, I think we. All right, well, why don't we
Yeah.
set up a time where we can meet and talk more in depth about this?
Well, we should have Ronnie bring it up with Supervisor Joya too, because as I mentioned, he came to the MAC a couple of years
And there's
ago.
money for that?
Yeah, he said they had money.
It has to be specified for the MAC only, so I don't.
Yeah.
I can double check to see if this qualifies, but I'm more than sure it leans more toward like signage for the MAC, so.
Yeah, I know, John Boyd was talking about.
Well, the
He was
max
saying,
wants
like,
to sign.
Excuse me, this is about the map, the sign.
No, it's
I'm
official.
confused.
Yeah, but officially the signs are the
They
Chamber of
belong to the
Commerce.
chamber, yes.
That John Joy was mentioning.
Sobrante make it sound like it's about welcome to Sobrante. We don't put anything about Chamber of Commerce.
It doesn't, but what it has like the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts. It'll have the big table and the green tea and different nonprofits. And I think the chamber is just one of but the chamber's what had organized it and had put it up and paid for it in the first place.
Yeah, but if the chamber doesn't pay for it, it won't be in there, right? We don't have to put anything
It doesn't have to be, I mean, I don't think the chamber.
It's on somebody's property and you have to respect
Yeah.
that it's on somebody's property and somebody has, you know, like all of that kind of thing. So you need to figure out who's.
I think all of those details can be talked about at our meeting.
Yeah, we could have this.
And I am missing the next chamber meeting, I'm gonna be out of town Monday, so.
And my point is just that we should have Joya, I mean, you know, if we're gonna do signage, we should try to coordinate a little bit rather than.
John Joy had mentioned something that some other towns, I think it was Pinole or something, that they had a big rock.
Yeah.
A boulder or something like that, that became a sign.
Yeah.
Somehow or another to mark the town, and he got funding for that, and I think he might be able to.
If the MAC can get money, I mean, I can talk to the chamber about giving the signs to the MAC.
Oh, there, yeah.
I mean, I don't think that the.
Yeah.
Alright, can I bring up one thing? In the brainstorm session, I wanted to just briefly see if there's any interest in what the Arts of Point Richmond is doing, and Ronnie, can you put that up on the screen?
Suggestion for the signage group.
Okay, well, meanwhile, maybe Ronnie.
If you go to Pinot by the creek, there are signs about the creeks. And it's beautiful. It gives you a sense of pride about keeping the creeks clean or something. So it'd be nice to have those when the San Pablo creeks, crisscross the streets. Just an idea.
Yeah, so that actually signage was on the agenda for something that I was interested in seeing as well, about around town, about keeping our area clean and things like that. And maybe we could also, if people are interested in that, considering we're losing time, is that maybe if people are interested in that, also at the shed, when we talk about the other signage, maybe we could also talk about little signs and yard, I'm talking like yard signs, to put in trouble spots that we could design to look pretty with a nice message, like please keep it clean. I mean, I was just looking it up the other day about some of the potential signs. They could be homemade, or they could be designed on a computer, or maybe a contest or something else. And I mean, different inspirational methods, just simple as please do not litter, thank you. Please don't litter, help keep our community clean. Don't be a litter bug, take your trash with you, or please do not litter, por favor, no, por favor, la basura. And thank you for not littering, different things like, stop littering, the earth is not your garbage can. But there's different things that maybe we can think about, and maybe at that meeting as well, we can, if anybody's interested in that aspect. Anybody here interested in, okay, I'm gonna add you to our signage meeting that we'll have separately. But so this is some pictures of banners that the Arts of Point Richmond, rather than doing murals, they feature local artists and what they've done, and they set them up on walls, they set them up on sides, on the side of businesses and things like that. And it can rotate. They had, what did you say? There's that's one of them. Can you?
How are they attached?
They're real thin, like
Yeah, it's like a banner. Those are printed on banners, and they're fixed on the side of the wall. She said, there could be an issue. Maybe people try to steal them, things like that.
They have
that can happen.
They did have one stolen.
They did have one stolen.
But they came back later.
It didn't sound like they were like $70 to $90 banner or something. And those are just local artists that they just fix. So you don't need as much permitting if it's not a mural. That's gonna be in public space. So it could be, just getting the approval of the landlords or the business and things like that. So this was just an idea, and if we are interested in pursuing something like that, Sharon Goods from who's cannolis, widow, because we have cannoli who is our banner maker here. He'd be willing, or somebody from the Arts of Point Richmond can come and talk to us at a future meeting How many, what do you think of something like this? I think we'd be interested in pursuing, because we could, if we have, at our next subcommittee meeting, maybe we could invite them to see what does that really involve? To get something like that going in. Okay, so there is interest.
Max brought up a good point. There's that, you know, that wall where like the Taste of Africa shop is and the thrift town, that like ugly, like.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that wall would be hard to mural, but maybe we could have some of those banners.
Yeah.
Really there, you know, that be a place. for
I'd
that.
like to see those banners all over town.
Yeah.
I'd also like to see them in multi ethnicities and all kinds of.
Yeah.
And we can feature local artists, I mean, that would be a way
Yeah.
of getting their participation.
Why don't we invite some of our local artists, or just put a call out so they can attend this meeting? Because can't we imagine Maggie's pies all over town, or their dogs, and I'm just using Maggie as one example. Because I know there are many artists in the street. Absolutely wonderful to see local artists work on display, not sequestered in a museum, but where everybody can see it and imagine, you know, that world where that girl is sitting under a tree.
So I'm not real sure 100% on all that it involves, so it would be worth inviting them to give a presentation and go over these.
And they rotate them, so it gives.
Yeah, it can rotate lots of different. It's not that it's not that expensive, I don't think, but maybe we can get. Yeah, we'll find out more about what it involves.
I think what you're gonna want is somebody that's heading it up, so that's an important thing to.
That's why they talked to Sharon.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we'll invite them to come and speak since there is interest in it. Great. Chris?
I would think it's a good idea for a project like this to try to involve like younger people, which means like having maybe a competition for the students and maybe come up with a theme. And you know, maybe $100 prize or something, you know what I mean, something that not a big hit for us. But it means a lot to a high school kid or something like that.
You're talking about for the banner art?
Yeah, I mean, in fact, I think you have, you know, you have first, second, third place or whatever, you know, and something like that. But I think it's a really good way of getting young people thinking about the issue of clean and beautiful.
Or you're talking about for signs, for the yard signs, you're talking about more on the banner art. It would be both. Yeah.
I'm just saying, whatever you're an artistic side, it's gonna be hard.
Okay, well, great minds think alike, because ever since we created that fish for the stroll, I was thinking, we need to get young people to collect their own recyclable materials and make their own artwork and have a competition. Because kids will work to earn money. And then you don't have to necessarily go out and buy anything. The kids probably already have stuff that they can use, and we are already collecting stuff anyways. But I think the community would probably donate.
So not just painting, but 3D art, sculptures or mosaics or things like that.
And yeah, maybe part of that is just having an artist who can do 3D work, like using chicken wire or using structure, teach them how to create a structure that recyclable material can fill or cover. You know, that's a skill in and of itself that might take some teaching.
Great. Okay. So good. Tamika,
Still brings it. My question, Green Team, does it have any connection with the high school at all?
We don't really, I mean,
Yeah.
it would be.
I'm making some connections. If you have ideas, you can share with me, or I can
Okay.
touch if you want.
So they always need community service hours. I think it's like a requirement for graduation. So.
Yeah, Tianza High is a community school, so they're supposed to expand their ties with the community. So I've been working, you know.
Does it have like a chapter, like a Green Team chapter at the high school?
Yeah, we would love that.
We do, if you do their last birthday, they get their hours signed off.
They've had us do, we need really more of an outreach, it's been really challenging trying to make an outreach.
I have a meeting with their vice principal, I'll bring it up, I'll make a note to myself.
Amelia? Sponners is interested in working with the ends also, because our Wilkie Creek is right behind the high school. We had a group in the past, and then it's been hard to connect.
Would you like to arrange a meeting between Green Team and the Sponners and the school?
Well, we'd like to know if there's somebody in school who's interested in kind of stuff, that would be the
It'd be
first.
nice to have them, I'm not the best person to carry messages. So an in-person meeting, I think would be a good idea.
What do you think about that? You guys should say great responders and the green team.
Yeah, I'd be happy to meet with them.
Okay.
Adam?
So I apologize, I'm gonna come to you with a problem, and some brainstorming ideas here, but I have noticed that there's a number of businesses down San Pablo Dam Road that have become a little dilapidated over time. They're either out of business and the landlord's not upkeeping the building, or they're in business, but their signs are incredibly faded, the paint is kind of peeling and wearing off. And while I think all of the art is wonderful, it's very inventive and beautiful, the backdrop in which the art is seen may take away from it. And so I don't know what tools we have at our disposal to help these businesses to get a little bit of a facelift. It'll improve their revenue, people will be more interested in going to them. The art that we try to put out will be more beautiful that way, and people will feel better in the town. I think that could go a long way to beautification. I'll be quiet now and let you guys.
Good idea.
No, I agree. And not only that, like if you go to Dollar Tree, I mean, it's incredible, dirty. Making the music, this is nice, but it's very, we should kind of contact these businesses to make sure that their parking lot is clean. Sometimes when I get into breeze, it's very parking. It's horrible.
Is that the right solution, is to do some enforcement on minimum standards for building upkeep to the landlords? Or is it trying to educate the renters of those facilities on, what are the requirements that they need to hold their landlord to? Do we have requirements? Do we have enforcement act? Or is this something where we have to come in with volunteers and support to enable it to happen?
And
sorry, I asked a lot of questions.
that's a good question.
Ronnie, do you know answers?
Do you know it? Or maybe Nicole would know as the chamber, I mean, what are the responsibilities of the businesses here? Keep up their business.
The businesses are responsible for cleaning their parking lots in the areas in front of their buildings and watering the plants in their planters, but as people know, that does not always happen. In the case of the Dollar Tree, they also have the pop-up taqueria there, and I think there's probably a fair amount of litter from that.
But what kind of encouragement can there be for businesses to really upgrade or take care of their,
Well, we do have business of the month when people make their exterior look very nice. That's really what business of the month is for, is where they've upgraded the area of their business.
Do they all know, I'm back to Adam's question, do businesses know, because the one that I think looks really bad is what used to be the Park Theater. And it's a church. I mean, and it's so big. I mean, if that played.
You nailed it. That's the case of point right there, yeah.
Well, there's a new pastor and he attended one or two of the chamber events. I haven't seen him recently, but I know that he was interested in becoming more involved with the community. So I think if we reach out to him and just say, hey, I mean, I'll try to remember who he was and his contact information, but say, you might be a little embarrassed to hear what people were saying and, come up with a nice way of asking him to paint it.
Is that something you would do? Okay.
I can attempt to, I'm supposed to be community outreach and that's, and beautification, and that sounds
Alright, great. And so now.
It might be helpful to just get a truck there with a pressure line, because I know in like downtown areas of San Francisco, there's on the schedule of a truck with a water tank in it goes by with pressure washers, and that keeps some of the areas really nice. But I don't think we need to be religious about it, like one time, like, I think in front of that building, we do a lot to remove some of the growth that's on it.
And it would make the other businesses that are trying feel better, you know?
Sure.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We were threatened, my house was threatened with losing its insurance, its homeowner's insurance, because a satellite image of the roof showed too much algae. So we brought a pressure washer people, you know, soft wash to clean the roof, but then they cleaned our house. It looked like it was freshly painted. It was really nice.
You know, it seems to me like the best way to approach that particular location would be to say that, you know, there's a building that has historical prominence to us, because it was like in the fifties, that was a big deal.
I went to the movies there.
And so it talks about that, that it's like, you know, we wanna try to like bring back some of that.
Historical significance.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, I don't wanna do it in a way that will insult the.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We were talking about how,
Yeah.
it deserves some, you know.
There's some love.
Yeah. And then maybe we should have some other buildings in it that we have in mind, and try and come up with strategies for the different buildings that we would like to see. I mean, I don't have a list of ugly buildings.
Yeah, okay.
Or even if we're getting a whole bunch of buildings together and this soft wash thing is very effective, maybe if we can do community outreach and take a poll of buildings that would be interested in soliciting bids from a single contractor, and we say, hey, we've got 30 buildings.
Yeah.
Give us a deal. What can you get it done for? And then the building owners get a deal on having it done so that it doesn't cost them.
Yeah, I think.
But if we did the legwork
for this guy to do, right?
What?
The wash was about $1,000 something, wasn't it?
Well, the whole thing was.
I mean, it's
It
not.
was
it's not like-
3,000 for the roof and the whole.
Right, but that was more expensive.
And it worked.
Expensive part.
It worked for the insurance company.
It worked, and we got our.
And they didn't use pressure either, they didn't want to damage anything, so they just like a soft pressure.
Yeah. That's great. That would do a tremendous amount. And if we got a number of businesses along San Pablo Dam Road to agree to do it all, a contractor would give a deal on that.
Yeah,
That's a
right,
great
they
idea.
do it on one day, and all of a sudden.
That's right, and maybe even like
don't
right
think
before
that-
the El Sobrante stroll, so that everybody goes out there and goes, oh my gosh, look, we've got so much pride in our community, how clean it's looking. This is on the up and up, and then they feel more interested in investing more in their community.
Okay, good. Very good. So
Alex once had his hand raised.
did you want to say another thing?
I think I might have said this now. I was just gonna say that like, I think when it comes to all of the helping the businesses kind of realize that they should probably take care of how their front looks, like doing all of the stuff that we're talking about is gonna go a long way, I think, for like kind of convincing them naturally. You know what I mean? Like if we start doing all of this art stuff and beautification stuff that we're doing, it'll be easier to be able to like talk to these people about it. You know what I mean? Because then it's like it's a part of the bigger sort of picture that everybody's working on, that everybody knows about. You know what I mean? Like when we're redoing the signs or we're doing these posts and we're like involving community and all of this stuff, then it's like the perfect time to reach out to these businesses and say, hey, we're doing this stuff and we noticed this, do you need help in some way, you know what I mean? Instead of just approaching them like right now when we're
So are you proposing that we do the art first, or that we get the art program going in parallel?
I mean, it could be simultaneously, sure, yeah.
It's just a little snowball, so.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah,
If we coordinate enough things to happen simultaneously, the net impact will be great.
Right.
Sorry, okay.
I'm gonna make 3 quick suggestions. Number 1, there's a tree planting commission in the county. I sent all the information to you. In case that there was talk about tree planting. Number 2, the city of Richmond has open studio days per year. I asked them if in their list they have artists from unincorporated El Sobrante, because it's one community. They said they do. I don't know if they have or not. I wanna know how we make sure that on the same day
opening studio means if you're an artist, you open your garage door and people come and see your art. You don't have to rent the place. They will buy something here. They listen, huh?
Yeah, I've been to them here.
Do you live in Richmond or
I
in
did, El Sobrante, and, I've been to one in Sherwood Forest.
Oh, so they're included, okay, I just wanted to make sure because that's a part of beautification. And number 3 is suggestion for all the business related cleanup and everything. If you make little decals that has the signature of the green team, you approve of the business, put it on the, glass of business, it goes along with the loves the green team. If they do all the things you want, and contribute and clean up the business, they'll come to the business more often, just
So you mean they'll get recognition,
Board of Health. But I'd say also on that same vein of getting the building clean and getting it painted and having this artwork available.
Yeah.
We're not gonna put it on somebody that doesn't paint their building. Imagine, then they're gonna wanna say, oh, look at all of it. Look at how many people are going into these businesses that are now have all this art because they done some upkeep on it. So that's sort of the carrot and stick.
Yeah. Can I just pitch the planner group for the green team has had a decimation of volunteers. People have gotten jobs, people have family, concerns. So we really need volunteers. I mean, we're like down to 1, 2 people. Because everybody is like 4 jobs. So if anybody wants to, it's weeding, deadheading. And the other thing to keep in mind with the planners is that we work with the businesses. We don't tell them what to put in. It's supposed to be collaborative because they're gonna care for it. So I don't particularly like geraniums, but the businesses they like them. They like them a lot. And I was first when I joined, I was really anti-geranium, but I've gotten to accept them. That's why I like it, because I realize the wind and everything and the lack of water in the summer. And so anyway, please let me know if you could give us your email. We would love it. It's
So
fun.
just as looking at the time, can people stay a little longer? I mean, so Halen, why don't we do?
Announcements very quick, can I come there?
Yeah, if you wanna talk about the
Evacuation drill.
And then, at our next MAC meeting, I believe, right, you're gonna give a full-on presentation, is that what's happening?
A little more, I'm not gonna tell you everything. So I'm gonna thank the green team with this. One of the times I volunteered, I went on Via Verde and it was just extremely filthy, the sidewalk. And I told the city, don't you ever do it? And they realized, no, it was not on their list. And they cleaned it and they mowed the weeds. So if you see a place that's extremely terrible, let me know. Maybe it's not on their list. Thank you so much for all you do. That was interesting to me. Going to the list of things for evacuation drill. So I'm not here to inform you, mostly I'm here to ask for your help, participation and support. Number 1, we need volunteers on May 30th. We need a lot of volunteers because we really need to mobilize the community. Number 2, I need your help with mobilization of the community. Let me tell you why. It's not just to educate the community members. We want to educate you. What is your evacuation code? Do you know? Do you have the Watch Duty app? Do you know what Red Flag Day is? Do you know what evacuation is? What pre-evacuation is? We're also trying to find the list of people who are mobility challenged, vulnerable community, and the city is not going to do it. It may bring in some liability. But we, the West Contra Costa Parcel Council, are going to do the registration, find out all that information, and then persuade the city and county to work together to come up with a plan for that. In order to do all that, we need people to participate. But another aspect of it that is as important, if not more important, is to make sure our emergency responders work together. So 9403 is mostly unincorporated El Sobrante, City of Richmond, and San Pablo.
It took me 2-3 weeks to get a hold of San Pablo Police Department to collaborate with us. Our first organizing meeting with all the agencies, with police, fire. So who's participating? Richmond Police and Fire, Con Fire, which is a county fire, Sheriff. I'm not sure if CHP is supposed to participate or in charge of traffic subcontracted by the sheriff. San Pablo Police, these are the main ones, and some other agencies, and of course, West Contra Costa Fire State Council. And we just got a hold of San Pablo Police today for tomorrow's meeting. So in case of a public emergency, how ready are they to collaborate together? This is really, really important. That's why we need to mobilize. The more people work together, the more our agencies will be working together properly.
So this emergencies could be like a wildfire, it could be like an earthquake.
Earth, everything, right, any public emergency, they need to work together.
Okay.
Also, in case of an emergency, you're the first responder. You need to know what to do. We're trying to educate people on those things too. So we, the West Contra Costa Fire State Council, did 2 drills already. We realized community warning system doesn't work properly. One of the notification, for example, instead of going out immediately, it took 3 hours for some people to receive it. Some people, for example, received it at 6, some people at 9. It's not acceptable if it's a wildfire. 3 hours is a long time. So I kept telling them something's wrong. Would you take this out? We tested, everything's fine. You know, the sheriff's department. Long story short, I wrote to the civil grand jury and they made a report. They interviewed many people, concluded, yeah, there is something wrong. It needs to be done. And supposedly they fixed it. Now we are to test it. That's why this mobilization is very important. In my view, we do need redundancy. We do need the speaking sirens, long-range audio devices that can speak in different languages and provide messages. In addition, we need people to know what evacuation zone is, what red back. Long story short, we need your help to mobilize people. My plan, I thought of a very simple thing. If you are next door, when I post something about evacuation bureau, if you like it and put a quick comment, like, yes, thank you, whatever, the algorithm moves it up if it's within the next few hours. So I need email addresses and the phone numbers of people who are willing to cooperate if you're next door. So when I post something, I'll ask you, and please, so we get the community's attention. The registration form is not ready yet. It's going to be ready hopefully in a couple of weeks. We're working on a website. It's going to be ready. And I'll inform you about everything, but I'm reaching out to the green team. I'm going to pass a sheet. Do you have a sheet or should I use one of these? For your, sorry, I didn't bring any paper with me. For your email addresses for my next door team. I'm going to build a next door team. And if you know of other people, or when I send it to you, ask other people to please like it. So
is there going to be a training of people who are volunteers to?
Thank you. So I'm going to go on. Richard Diaz is in charge of Office of Emergency Services for the City of Richmond. I invited him to have a presentation this Thursday at 7 p.m. You please, from now on, read all my community emails. I know some of you are too busy, don't read everyone. From now on, read the title of all the subjects and see if it's related to evacuation drill, please. So the first meeting is on this Thursday, and then from then on, we'll have periodic meetings until the drill, which is May 30th, the new date.
What's it? Oh, the due date.
Yes. I noticed too, my community people can go out, so like 200 people haven't received that email since last night.
But it's not the 23rd.
It's 30th, yes, because George Cleveland, remember, he told me it's Memorial Day weekend. Yeah. So we changed it. Yeah.
So Leila, I'm changing.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it. What I may need your help is you're one community, city and an incorporated county, right? So for the city, OES is doing it, and we need collaboration from OES of the county. Are we receiving any? Not yet. I'm gonna poke them and ask them, I didn't want to know, so I'm gonna do it again. If they don't respond, then I'll need your support. Emails, comments, I don't know how, but we need, I know they're understaffed, they have their own issues, but this evacuation drill is very important for us. Also, another thing, no matter how busy they are, they need to acknowledge responsibility in preparing for public disaster in collaboration with the city of Richmond. I'm yet to find their counterpart in the city of San Pablo and ask for that. I'm not sure if there is one or not. San Pablo is a small city. But I just wanted to provide a report with you. I mean, Green Team, I really rely on your support because you are a volunteer team for the betterment of the community, and I appreciate your help. More information will come through MAC, through my community mailing list and everything. But this is it for now. Any questions for you?
Well,
Yes.
it's 9:03, so it's the entire, including what the initiative. So
It's fun, yeah, so that one we just.
Carriage Hill from something, correct?
Right,
Right.
right. This one is very important because I want to make sure we say, oh, one more thing I have to tell you. The city has a safety element. As a part, listen to this carefully because this is very important. As a part of the general plan, there's a safety element. Public disasters in the community. What happens in case of a public disaster? So they have a study by a consultant in terms of the evacuation. How long does it take to evacuate El Sobrante Valley in case of a wildfire or something? How long do you think it takes?
Oh my God.
The whole place to.
Double that. And I think they don't know yet. I had a meeting with them because I was so mad. It was around 9 hours or something. Just count the people of the city of Richmond, not unincorporated El Sobrante. They said, no, we did. But I think they didn't. We're gonna have another meeting because when you look at the map of their safety element, it's just the city of Richmond, which doesn't make sense. It drives me crazy. No connection. The disconnect. There are silos, city and unincorporated county. So Ronnie, please make the county help us. They need to do their work. Not to John Joya, they need to do their share. It's very extremely frustrating when you look into things and things that are supposed to be in place are not. Don't make any assumptions, don't assume anything. I'm doing my job, I need your support. This drill will be very helpful for the entire community.
Yeah, we need to know where to go. And what to do, right?
The phone rang and the destination is not supposed to be revealed to you because you're going to receive the message then. If I tell you now, it doesn't make sense. So, but the destination point is in the process. And as I said, we need help at destination point with traffic control, with guiding people. And most importantly, receiving evaluation forms from them. That evaluation is what helped us with finding out there was something wrong with community warning system at the first place. So we need to do it again. Usually elderly would not do it on paper, young ones want to do it on tablet, on their phone. We need assistance to make sure everybody gets it done. And we may want to provide free lunch for them. Coming to we are doing a fundraising to provide lunch as to bring more people to the drill, and we need help in that.
Are they doing are the radio people involved?
They will have a table there, definitely, and come.
My husband runs the 9483.
And come emergency communication.
Yeah, right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Third will have a table, and come will have a table, they'll be helping, yes.
Okay, well, stay tuned for her message and when to tune in.
I appreciate your support and thank you for being on the next door team.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you, everyone.
Okay, so if we could just take a few minutes now and then we'll have another Zoom meeting to talk about Earth Day. Our vision, April 18th is our third Saturday. I think most people are having their Earth Day events on the 25th because the actual Earth Day is April 22nd. But I think most people are doing it a little one, but we want to keep it to our third Saturday pretty much, so we're gonna do that. I'm thinking, are we gonna do we do 9:30 to 1:30 again? Is that sound about right?
And we know that, Judy already put in the request for the meeting room in the plaza.
Right.
There's an event happening in the plaza. And so we can do the plaza until 12:30.
Yeah, so what we're, I think we're gonna have most. I think we're gonna have most of our activities in the play area. We could even, we will have the registration and the equipment and everything like that there. We could have the food in the same place in the parking lot where we normally do it. But I'm thinking that maybe we'll just wanna set up the info tables in that play area as well. Because we don't have access here until 12:30. And I don't know if we're gonna wanna have music. Or some speakers or some display.
Dance group and they probably have music.
Oh, yeah, they could be doing some.
The actual performance goes until 12.
Oh, okay.
So there won't be music from that program after 12.
Oh, okay. So they'll have a little music, maybe Allison will play some violin while we're registering. That's always like sets a nice mood for people that I don't know want.
Parking.
Yeah, good point.
What'd you say?
Parking.
Impact the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be an issue. Well, the parking lot gets pretty hectic.
Right.
How long, what's the hours of the people actually picking up trash?
Until noon.
But
10 to 12.
10 to 12?
Yeah, well, they're signing in at 9:30, they could go out after that. But we want them to return it by noon, we're gonna have a dumpster again, and I think Judy arranged for that.
Yeah, already arranged for the dumpster.
And how big?
20 yard.
20 more plus. Okay, yeah.
I found that the music is overwhelming to trying to, so we usually have a booth, the shed and, yeah, I found that the music, since you're right there, the music is overwhelming, you can't really talk.
Okay, maybe what we can do is just have like some, like a little canned music that's just kind of light, not so loud. Something like that.
But if you're over in the play area, then maybe there's just more distance.
Not a lot more.
What are you thinking of putting the tables over there and the music here?
No, I'm just saying that in the past, because the music is only 15 feet, 10 feet from where you're talking,
Right.
and whereas in the play, I actually haven't ever been in the play. If it's 30 feet away, then it's probably not an issue.
Well, it would be an issue because it's not that huge of an area if we have everything over there.
Yeah.
So, well, let's think about that a little bit more. Yeah, we'll have another meeting about that. And the food and promos and things like that, but we need to think about who we want to invite to have info tables, mostly, well, we want obviously the shed and.
You know what, we'll be here, let me know times, whatever. Now, whoever just brought up the parking really does worry me, because when we have it to ourselves, for my trucks to pull these trailers in, not that I need a trailer, but we're a lot more efficient when we can bring that trailer out, because there's times where, I remember the 2 years back, we were in the ditch with the Boy Scouts pulling motors out of the thing. There was no way one truck was gonna pull it out, that kind of worries me. One, if there's down students running around, it's a little worrisome.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Does it have to be that day, why is that day?
We already have it here.
Because it's our third Saturday and people are kind of trained. It's our third Saturday, so we thought we'd just keep it that way. But maybe we should I don't know if we can do it, but they, like, the first time we did the Earth Day, we had the dumpster on the street, not in the parking
Well, then you end up blocking the street with the trailer.
Right, yeah, people are asked about that.
And that's access to that neighborhood, so that's kind of a safety issue too. Blocking the whole access to the neighborhood.
It wasn't that bad.
That first.
Yeah, I didn't think it was like
It wasn't that bad. It took a parking spot, like a street parking spot.
Yeah, but when the trailer pulls up to unload their stuff into the dumpster.
Yeah, they're on
then
the park in the street.
We did have the dumpster on the street one time and there was a number of complaints from the neighbors.
I'm not saying it's not doable, I'm just,
No,
that was a great concern.
Yeah, no, it's a concern, I mean, to have that other event here at the same time is
Do we have?
not ideal.
Is it for this group?
Do we wanna change it to the
But if you
22nd?
push it back,
I think we
same day, and you push it back and do it later on.
should have changed the date.
You think we should change it?
And what, an event, second, that's the
What other event is it?
It's some dance.
It's a dance group that's gonna be on the, out on the plaza doing the performance.
For how long, like an hour?
From 11 to 12. So people will be arriving for that between 10:30 and 11.
But most people will be out after they've registered here. I mean, most people will be out in the.
Like you just said, that's when our trucks start coming back.
So there's another.
And let's face it, when you're talking about cleanup, with those trucks were in here.
You probably should be a
Do we wanna do it? Yeah, I don't even know if it's available. If This is, this would be available. I
But
mean,
what about pushing it back maybe an hour?
Time.
So if we start here at 10:30, everybody's out from 11 and 12. You know, so if you push everything, I don't know, an hour and a half back. And start a little later in the day, when they're letting out, we're starting.
Or what if we did it on Sunday rather than Saturday?
Ooh, that'd be hard for me to get truck there, but okay, I can do it. For you guys, I would bring truck there 7 days a week.
But I was just gonna ask if you could put a dumpster anywhere else. Not the library.
It's mainly not even just the dumpsters, it's just all the trucks that come in because they have their stuff and the
Yeah.
people, when they're walking across the, the bags on it, it's kind of, they on it. No,
But he's also, they were saying the dumpster was somewhere else, so the truck would be somewhere else too, that they could get offloading.
Yeah, but there really isn't, well, maybe up near
What about the school parking lot?
the school parking lot where the farmer's market parking lot isn't used on Saturday, it's used on Sunday.
I don't know, what do you think?
I mean, we could move it, we talked about that.
About moving the dumpster somewhere?
No, moving the whole event. So that's the creek park is really hard, cause.
Yeah, because, you know,
But you got better
when you have it
access
here all the time, it just winds up being the opposite, reaching out.
And also the gardens
If you
here.
move it to a different part of El Sobrante, or maybe we need more work, maybe it's at that school, I don't know if that's the area that we need the most work, but you move it to where you need the most work done.
Moore's down here, Dam Road gets dirtier than,
And the creek is.
and the creek, and
The creek is, yeah, one of the places where a lot of stuff gets dumped and maybe we could,
they're around town.
the gas station's shut down, it's got cyclone fence all around it, maybe we could use part of their parking lot or something like that.
That's an idea.
I'm spit,
Where's that?
the gas station on St.
Oh,
Pablo
now
Dam
the
Road
mountain
is shut
property.
down.
That would be difficult though because of the fence all around it.
Well, the things that comes to my mind is what happened with us on for cleanup day where we moved it to the next weekend, the third Saturday, and we wound up getting more people coming for the third Saturday than showed up for the first cleanup. Because people have a habit of coming here on the third Saturday, and this is what they're used to it. I think the more we mix things up, the more we third Saturday.
Most of cleanup and earth, they should all be third Saturdays, it sounds
If
like.
possible, yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
why
then
we wanted around.
Because people are kind of afraid, right?
Yeah.
So what happened was before, we had to be here 2 weekends in a row, and we had more people on the regular weekends, we did the post the second one.
Well, then we need to make sure that, I know we usually have someone like directing cars.
Yeah.
But we need someone only to be directing cars in traffic.
Yeah.
Rather than, in the past, it's kind of been like, one of my staff will run up there and one of you guys will run up there. One person has to be there watching what trucks are coming in. And actually not worried about the street, only the parking, because I noticed when we've done in the past, we're going right to the street. My worry is what's going on in the parking lot. If there's overcrowded of cars and, down street going, cleaning people, that's an extra, double the amount of people walking through that parking lot. So if we're not having someone manning the parking lot, not necessarily making someone else manning the streets as well.
Yeah.
But just inside of the parking lot, hey kids, don't run across, the truck's coming,
So you think that maybe we could manage it that day if we have people managing the parking?
I think. What if we had everyone meet, sign in, do all that stuff here, but have the dumpsters and the pickup trucks full of stuff go to the parking lot where the farmer's market.
If they're gonna clean up, I'll pick it up.
Right.
So, they don't need to go there, they don't need to take it there.
They upgraded, it wouldn't have been any more difficult for I always go with Bart, Judy's husband. And, we fill up his pickup truck and it would be just as easy to bring it back there, unload it and then come back here to join the festivities.
That's not an idea, because you're saying, well, bring your trash to such and such a place.
Yeah, in other words, all the sign, everything's here except for the garbage gets dumped up there instead of here.
Right, yeah.
I think everybody doing their own individual load would be confused by that. You could direct a few handful of truck drivers to go to a different location.
Well, we would get the people who are driving the trucks to know that the garbage at the end gets dumped up there, then.
Right, but don't individual people who sign in, just a family group with their own car, they bring their own trash back. They don't take care to get it picked up by a truck.
And they bring their gear back.
Right, they bring their own.
Back, the stuff comes back. I suppose you could have Ramon or Bart or someone that could take the garbage, like have one pickup truck down here that they could dump there when they're walking around garbage into, that could bring it up to the dumpster.
I can bring one of our smaller trailers. It's an idea, I can bring one of the smaller trailers that.
Yeah, usually if there's enough vehicles, it's just not a few trash.
Yeah, so I would say to put out to the more people that don't bring their trash in. Spend more time cleaning up and let us pick up the trash and bring it in, it's more beneficial. Because there's been years where it's like we get a lot of trash, but it's like we find one big load of trash and bring it in. It's not the driving around that we're getting a lot, it's that we're going to the encampment or we're going to certain areas that someone might have said, hey, there's a dump over there. That's where we're pulling, besides the first year, which I don't remember how many years ago that was, but the first year I did it, I don't think we've been that dominant as far as we just did a cleanup for Martin Luther King Day. Like 5,000 people cleaning. Nobody stopped cleaning to bring your trash back. Just leave it at 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Let my team pick it up.
Yes, that's spots.
Yes, like over there, we did every few blocks.
Yeah.
So just leave it here at the corner of this block, we picked it up. And we were able to just do this for an hour, we cleaned it an hour before it ended, then we sent our trucks out, we let it build up a little, and then we just drove up, boom, load, came back, started, load, and that way we were able to get more things clean than them having to load their cars, don't load anything, you load the bags and let my team come behind or whoever.
The next spot will be put in, so you guys can just. We can
Yeah,
make
or-
a little map, tell people, drop your stuff here, here, here.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And then you pick it up, bring it over there, we're not wasting the.
And then the people with pickup trucks are regular volunteers that know. If you told Ramon and Bart and a few people that the dumpsters up at, they'll Sobrante Christmas.
You can feel bad for the people over there, they're not gonna get the food over there.
Well, they'll come back.
Yeah, they have to return the material, Brenda.
I just want to throw this idea out for people who are joining a cleanup. One of the really great things to see at the end of the day is how much trash we collectively cleaned up and just feeling that.
Yeah, right.
I like concept. And I don't want to discount that as a factor to think about. Because I think that's pretty powerful. You know, anybody can think, you know, I didn't do all that much. I brought back one little bag. Look what we did all together.
And I think that's why we're having the event at the end that draws them, drop your two off, enjoy it because most of the time.
See all the other people.
Yeah, so I mean, I think having an event there to be witnessing it, you know, that's honestly for the Martin Luther King Day, that was their most, the music started then, the lights and camera, you know, because then it was party time, everyone could enjoy. And then it brought everybody back to that central location for the music, eating and doing everything else. It was, I mean, to get 5,000 people to do that organized, it was kind of a lot. You know?
We'll be lucky to get 100 people. Right?
Well, I know, I'm just saying. I'm sure they started with 100 people too. You'll get there.
I think with the idea said about we've got to have a small dumpster. We have to have a dumpster here, so people.
Yeah, I think.
But then a secondary over there for the bigger stuff and people that begin to learn that, you know, and then let people know you've got something really big. Oh, I can just drop it over there.
But a little dump is not gonna have that size. Like, I mean, I remember when you guys had a big cottage. I mean, it seems like a lot of work just to satisfy that feeling. I mean, we either have the whole dumpster come to the library or remove it out. You know, it's just can't, I think doing both would be a lot of work.
I think if we're gonna move the event, the entire event can be moved to that road.
I'm sort of thinking that too. I mean, there is that Christian school.
How available is that? I mean, is that available?
No, I think it should be here. It should always be here. You have to know how to come over here. And you know, isn't the dancing from 10 to 11?
It's
already
already well.
Oh, 11 to 12. It was still coming back. They already signed. And they're coming back.
Yeah, we should be okay in the morning when
Yeah.
people are registering. They'll be most people will be out cleaning up at that time that the other people will be coming in.
I think we should stay here in that little corner where it's fun. Corner down
Change the time, isn't that what you said on the? Time back.
And I think if they get on at 12 and now everyone has to put back, everyone's gonna leave before. But if they're getting done at 12 and the cleaning event done at 12:30, people are gonna start showing up at 12. And now you're gonna have a cluster parking lot that you're not escaping, not even thinking about my trucks or anybody's trucks. Just thinking of that event ending and this event ending almost at the same time.
What if we end at 1?
11 to 1?
What's 11 to 1?
What if we change the time? It ended at 1.
Well, we're gonna end at 1:30.
Well, that's the whole event, correct? That's not.
That's the whole
Yeah. So, but I'm saying, I'm just speaking about the cleanup right now, because you're gonna open your event at 12:30. When they're closing their event, that's people dropping their things off, their pickers and their stuff off. So you're gonna escape it in the morning because they won't cross, but I think when you end, they're ending at the same time, you're within a half an hour distance. Is may cause a lot of that, and that's kind of when it does get hectic. Now our trucks are putting back the trash. Everyone's coming to put their tools back. It's just a lot going on in that already very limited part.
Do you have any idea how many of them they're expecting?
No.
Is it from a school or?
Do you think we've grown out of the site? I don't know. It's just like if we did go to a bigger site, it does seem like it would relieve some of the pressure where you could, and then people would see that the music is right there. Now we have like the separation, they drop off the equipment with me and they don't really see the music and all the festivities and they go home. So if we have
What
this.
bigger site is there?
It was the beginning of Christians. It's
Right next to the fire station.
The
News Lodge.
Yeah, the new president's pretty nice there.
That's a big.
Yeah, it's very large. And it's close by, it's pretty close by.
Years and years ago, we used to have it there.
And was that?
Oh, really?
That's right, we
had
did.
it there. When the Boys and Girls Club was there. We had her stay there.
Oh, you're talking the Boys and Girls Club.
You know,
That's
what, how
the
you
Moose
that
Lodge.
slots,
That's the
then we
Moose
could
Lodge.
even have businesses, because here they say you
Are you
can't even
thankful?
have like that. You can't have like, we can only have nonprofits or.
Couldn't even
So
say.
then you could have, if we had it at the Moose Lodge, then maybe we could invite someone like Cloverfield
Or have food trucks.
or have. You mean instead of providing their, instead of providing food?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, get a talk.
Yes.
And the local small business.
Well, you could have a little bit of, we could provide a few basic refreshments and then you could get a food truck. There's no guarantee someone won't show up.
You should approach him and ask, because we've cleaned up that spot a few times when it was badly dumped and the president came, he introduced himself, he said he was new. And he was really reciprocal.
Of the Moose Lodge?
Yeah, the new Moose Lodge president.
There's also a creek right there.
Yeah.
Yes, oh, and he cleaned that up, he hired a caretaker to clean up.
Yeah, they're always trying.
And he got rid of that green container that was always getting dumped at, so I like him, I think he's approachable.
Well, that's great, yeah.
So what do we think? Maybe move to the.
I just think about let's grow, and then we can do a really intense PR to try to get a lot of people. Maybe just for the community and all the events. The third Saturday of the library.
And at the end of the day here, with it growing and all that, parking lot's full, people are parking all around.
Yeah, right here.
Not a lot.
No.
Well, who has connections to the Moose Lodge that we can go and ask them?
Sharon, do you feel like you should?
Well, I talked to him because I was there cleaning up and then I thanked him afterwards for continuing, he's been keeping it clean. I mean, I could ask them, I don't, I don't know what formally to say, like just, can we use the space? Do you allow people to use it? I don't know, they do.
Well, when we had the Republic strike, we had a collection site there at the Creek Lodge, and so that.
Were there, up there.
Yeah, John was when he set that up, right? John Joya, talking about, do you know anything about that, how that was arranged?
I don't, I wouldn't remember.
Okay, cause I mean, it seems like, maybe John is the person, if we, cause he's the co-sponsor of that.
The other side though, is we really are developing connections with the owners of the Christian school. And because they can't do anything with the buildings because there's contamination issues, they're letting a lot of nonprofits and stuff come up with ideas to use their parking lot. And I think that they would be on board for this very easily. And this is also something I know Triangle works with. We're always trying to find ways to like sponsor more community activity.
I would suggest if Sharon's willing, maybe somebody else would be willing to work with her just to approach the Moose Lodge and let's see if we can see if Ronnie can see if with the office, if there's what past communications you've had with them. And then somebody else can investigate the Christian school. And if we can get that done within a couple of weeks, then we can weigh our options.
Yeah, because I don't know, for all I know, Moose Lodge does have a lot of events and they could be busy.
Right.
So that would.
But if you're willing to talk to him.
Yeah.
And maybe if you want someone to work with you.
Yeah.
Just go approach them and see.
I know that they're really good about allowing like community villages do their food giveaway there and things. I'm not sure, but I believe they'd be cooperative with us.
And that's a bigger space than the Christian school, right?
Yeah.
Well, we could simultaneously investigate both.
Yeah.
And just say, within 2 weeks, let's get back together and weigh our options.
So
What's the best?
good. And otherwise.
Otherwise, we'll figure out how to do it here.
We'll figure out how to do it,
Or
maybe parking management, or maybe just having the dumpster somewhere else.
Or to manage the hours.
And find out more about the. I don't think that people are gonna wanna clean up in the late afternoon.
No, I don't think so either.
They're gonna wanna do it in the morning and then after. There, rather than starting at work. We need an hour to set up. Come on, score.
And if you don't need a small company, find out just dancers, they're from a.
I was up. You already have.
What did I say?
Always said.
Hello. All
Sorry.
talking over each other.
Oh, no, she's showing me.
All talking over each other.
I just thought we could find a little more about this dancing group. It could be just, you know.
It's like 10 people.
Just call the library and ask them.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. Sharon, I can be willing to go. Sharon, I'd be willing to go with you if you want to. You got a plan, we could go and ask them. Well, thank you. I think those really want to set another subcommittee meeting. Soon by email. Last one, I know who was.
Just keep me updated. Later.
Thank you, bye, everybody. We need a planning committee to fix that, do something with the chair.
No.
Okay, we can see. Bye. Anybody want to do anything?
For my work.